right, we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you being here. All right, good win. Seems like it's been a while now, but got out recruited and obviously practice and all that. So it's been a few days, but it was a good win for us. Obviously another conference win. Really thought that offensively our guys came out and executed really at a high level when you look at the whole picture. I mean, still a lot of things to clean up, but really was pleased with our O-line. I thought we dominated the line of scrimmage most of the night. Played that group. I think that group continues to gel and get better each and every week. Coach Hand's doing a great job with them, but really like the way they control the line of scrimmage. You know, coming into the game, Temple's defense had been really successful on slowing people down, and I really like how our guys really played with an edge. I thought that was really important. Another thing I think that went unnoticed a little bit is our receivers. I thought they did a better job blocking on the perimeter. You know, we had some long runs. We had obviously some long passes. They did a good job with that, but sometimes that goes unnoticed a little bit. I was really pleased with how they blocked. Thought our backs ran extremely hard. All three that got most of the work early before we subbed. You know, they protected the ball well, and then obviously John Rice probably had one of his best games. You know, just decision making. His reads were really good. I thought he did a nice job of understanding trajectory on where to throw the ball, some of the deep balls and so forth. But overall, I thought it was a complete effort by our offense and something we continue to build on and keep getting better. Still a lot of things to clean up as we keep going through conference play here. But really a good start for us, and we got our work cut out for us this week. East Carolina, I've had a chance to watch those guys, and they got a really athletic team. So we need to have our best week and continue to improve. But looking back, really happy with the other night. Questions?
I know every week you have a game plan that you expect to be successful, but to score 70 points and 700 plus yards of offense, have you ever been a part of a performance where everything seemed to work? You know,
it's been a while like that, to be honest with you. It's been a couple times probably looking back in my career, but just, you know, things kind of, it was one of those nights where things went right for us in the beginning, and it just kind of kept snowballing, I guess. But really, you know, testament to our guys. I thought they played extremely hard in the second half, responded like we wanted to at halftime, really for the last maybe 3 weeks now. They've come out in the second half and responded like you want. And I think it all goes back to a great preparation. We had a great week of practice and then carried it over to the game, and that doesn't always happen, but it's happened to us the last couple of weeks for sure. And you know, Coach Malzahn always talks to our team about this time of the year. You know, teams around the country, there's some teams they separate themselves, they're getting better, and some don't. And you know, we're trying to be one of those teams that really improves as the year goes. And we're off to a good start, but still a lot of games left to play.
When you have a game like that, you put up 70 points. Is it, you go looking for corrections? Is it kind of nitpicking, or what do you do as a coach?
No. There's still a lot. Yeah, still a lot of corrections. You know, we had a drive there where we kind of, I guess we missed and got a lost yardage play, and then we got the first down, but then we had a miscommunication with the quarterback and the O-line, and just led to a being snapped and hits and falls on the ground, just things like that. But really still overall, I mean, just a lot of things to work on. If you know, you're always looking for that perfect game. You know, perfection is what you're looking for, and our guys understand that. They want to be held accountable and, you know, held to a high level, and that makes it easier to coach them when they want to be coached. So no worries about that. We've got a lot of things to improve on, and you know, in a lot of areas.
Would you expand on John Rice's performance and how he's reading the field?
Yeah, I just think he's getting more and more comfortable playing the position. You know, if you look at some of the big throws, the long throws he hit the other night, were shot plays that he just made the right read and put the right trajectory on the ball and threw it out in front. I think it's just a tribute to him getting better, improving, getting more and more comfortable playing the position. I also think he made some really good decisions. The one that I was the most pleased with was when he threw the swing route to Bowser. That was the last read in the progression, and he got all the way through the progression and got it to him. So very impressive, and I think that, you know, says that he's improving as far as developing in the pocket and being able to play the position inside the pocket. We know he can play it outside the pocket for sure, which is a bonus. And just, you know, I thought the other night he made a lot of big strides.
How good was it to get Kobe Hudson involved more in the passing game?
Yeah, it was good. You know, Kobe's had 2 or 3 now good weeks of practice in a row, and it's starting to pay off. He's very talented. He had a smile on his face after the game because he made a few plays, which was good. And we need him to come on. You know, obviously Javon's, you know, caught a bunch of balls and been our guy. But you know, at the end of the day, we're going to need everybody, all hands on deck, as we make this run through the last part of the season.
how important was it to see so much of Tom Castellanos late?
Yeah. Well, it was good because usually it's been just the last part of the fourth quarter, and
right, 2 minutes.
We actually got to run. You know, we were probably going to just sit on the ball, just trying to get the game over. But there's enough time that he had to make a couple throws, third down and so forth. And just really pleased with how he's very, very talented. The future's really bright for him. We all know that, but there's still a lot of things he can clean up. I mean, he had a couple things the other night. I know he kind of, would like to have back, I guess, so to speak, best way to say it. But gosh, you can see he's really talented. He's got a great attitude, continues to work hard, and that was kind of nice to see him have a little breakout there. And you can see how talented the guy is, and he's going to be a really good player for us.
What did you think of Tylen's run? What do you think of his speed?
Looked like a former tight end, he's a very athletic guy. We all knew that. Was a quarterback in high school. You know his story. Then a tight end and now a left tackle. And really talented guy. It was fun. That was a play we've been working for a long time, and it was good to get it called and snapped. And he almost got in there. One guy kind of hung back, and but yeah, that shows you how athletic he is for sure. If anybody ever questions his athleticism, I need to go back to that play. Just wish he could score. That's the only thing.
How disappointing is that? Everyone gets excited when a guy like that might have an opportunity, maybe a couple inches short. I mean, you had to be a little bit disappointed for him.
Oh, I was, for sure. It's one of those plays you work on in practice for a long time. Everybody's fired up about it, and they'll never call that play or whatever. But Coach Malzahn, to his credit, he called the play, and we going in. But that's been on our mind for a couple weeks, and just a good opportunity. I thought it was well timed, and you'd like to see him score, but at the end of the day, it was a really good play. And he said next time I'll score, and I think Coach Hans, there won't be a next time.
You got him pretty good.
Yeah, there won't be a next time, buddy. You missed your chance. But no, who knows? He may throw it again one day. But no, it was good though. It was exciting. I know the players were really excited about that play as well.
Did you watch ECU last night?
I did.
What do you know about them based off that 4-time win?
Yeah, I think they're really athletic. When you look at their team, defensively really is what I focused on the most. But they run to the ball. They play extremely hard. I don't know that coaching staff at all, but I've read about their head coach, and he's had success everywhere he's been coming up. As a coordinator and then a head coach, and you can tell they're defensively they're well coached and run to the ball, athletic. Give you a lot of different looks. Well, we got to have a great week of preparation. We got a lot of respect for them. I know Coach Malzahn talked about them last year. I guess it was a really tight game here, and we got our hands full. That's for sure. This game is going to be a tough game on the road, conference game. We need to play really well to have an opportunity to win.
After the game, Coach Malzahn talked about the young guys, and he said that the quality of play was really good.
Yeah, you know what? We talked about that on the headset. When you sub like a whole group at a time, in a game like that. The biggest concern is it gets really sloppy, maybe even turn the ball over, and then you have to punt. Your defense has to go back out and play more snaps, and you don't really want that. So it was nice to get that unit in there as a group, and we challenged them. I heard Coach Hannah on the headset really getting after the O-line. Hey, play to our standard, and I thought they did that. They executed. It wasn't just like mop-up time. Those guys were the backs and Tommy, and they were trying to score. You could tell, and the O-line was coming off the ball. It wasn't just mop-up time to them, and they deserve that. They practice every day, and they get an opportunity to get in the game. We want them to play full speed and play at the highest level they can, and that was really exciting to see, because I've been in places where that doesn't happen, and that's frustrating as a coach, but really proud of those guys.
And that's a moment for them to prove what they can do.
Yeah, I mean Tommy, obviously we knew how talented a guy he was, but do it in a game situation, made a couple of really big runs, and really made a nice throw rolling to his left, threw across his body, and threw a rocket out there. It looked really good. So I think it was nice. That unit played pretty well as a group, and the backs ran hard, protected the ball, and the O-line gave them an opportunity. So all in all, it was good.
Speaking of quarterbacks, what kind of feedback have you got about Timmy McLean running the scout team? How's he doing over there?
He's doing a great job, giving them a really good look, an athletic guy. And Timmy's in our meetings with me a lot, and then kind of double duty, goes over there and gives the scout team a look. They really like him. Got a great attitude, tries to be a leader. Really pleased with him so far.
You mentioned you were on the recruiting trail. What's kind of been the reaction when you go out and see kids?
Well, when you go out after a night like the other night, from an offensive standpoint and defensive standpoint, I guess they did a great job too. No, it's good. People, we've had the opportunity, I guess, to be one of the only games on at night during the week, 2 or 3 times probably this year, and that's great for our university and our program, and obviously, being our space game and all that. Everybody had comments on that, but really overall, I think our move going to Big 12 next year and all those things, and it's created a lot of buzz. But our team is really focused on trying to finish this season and be the best team we can be, and that's been good. But I think outside, obviously, it's been a good buzz for us.
You talked about cleaning things up and cut down on penalties, eliminate turnovers. It's got to make you happy to see the players take to coaching.
No doubt. One thing, Coach mentioned this to our team today is, our penalties have gone way down, and we've really focused on that. And that's a testament to our guys being disciplined, and one of the least penalized teams around, but at the same time, we've had 2 touchdowns called back, so they've been big when we've gotten them here. So we got to continue to make sure we make that a point of emphasis, and because to play good offense, you can't have negative plays, lost yardage plays, turnovers, and you got to be good on 3rd down, and all those things kind of go together. If you look at offenses around the country that are really good, they're really good in those areas, and the ones that aren't. So we'll continue to do that, and I think it's not just our coaching, but our guys also doing a great job of understanding, hey, what a penalty is and how to keep themselves from getting out of position where they get one.
Pretty much every game's been a friendly environment. Obviously, all at home. The one game at FEU, there were still a lot of UCF fans there. I know they had some students behind the bench, but this will be the first kind of real road trip where you get on a plane, and it'll be a raucous environment that's going to be screaming when you guys run off. And so, what's different? What's going to be important for John Rice and those guys going into their first real road environment?
Yeah, the communication, obviously, anytime you go on the road, especially in a place like you mentioned, out of state, a little different. FAU we had a lot of fans there, and there'll be some of our fans on this trip, I'm sure, too. But East Carolina's got great tradition. They got a good stadium there out here, and I've never been there personally, but they support their team, and it'll be a loud atmosphere. We need to go over there, and I think the easiest way to handle those situations are go play well early. If you play well early and get yourself in a good position, a lot of times that helps you, and then as the game goes, you're not fighting that uphill battle. So we need to do that and get off to a good start, and obviously it's going to come down to communications and turnovers and penalties and things like that, and keep playing like we have, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity.
Fans in the media talk about trap games. As a coach, do you believe in that?
A what now?
Trap game. Do you believe in that concept?
No. Every game in our schedule, is in our league, it's another conference game for us. So that's probably, I guess, a fan thing, because for us, we understand that East Carolina's a very talented team, and I think they've proven that over the years. And last year, our last game with them, I don't know the score offhand, but I'm pretty sure it was a really close game. So
when you put up 70, though, how do you avoid a letdown?
I think you get up the next day and you go to class and do what you're supposed to do, and don't try to make too big a deal out of things. The old deal about never be too high, never be too low. Be steadfast and understand that every day's different. I think that's the approach that I know we try to take with our players. And we also had a game where we scored 14 earlier this year. So you just can't explain some of that, but our guys understand each week's a different challenge. When you look at the X's and O's of who you're playing and the problems they present, this team's totally different than the one we just played from a schematic standpoint as well as personnel. So I don't think that's really a problem. I think guys that play and coach, they understand that probably. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
Good luck.